Hi, my name is Jessica Galindo, and today we will be doing a mediation on behalf of Mediation Incorporated. So starting on my left side, if we could please start by introducing each other's names.
Oh, I'm a representative for Shoes for Less.
Okay.
And I'm Daniel, and I work for Shoes for Less.
Okay. Alright, well, nice to meet you guys. Just so that you guys know, we are doing mediation today because you guys have requested it. If at any time you guys feel like you guys need to stop mediation or don't feel comfortable doing this, just let us know. We could take a break or we could stop mediation at all times. Are there any time restraints that you guys have?
No.
No? Okay. And is the room okay? Do you guys need anything, or is the temperature okay?
We're good.
Okay. And just to let you guys know, there are refreshments on the table, and the bathroom is right over there on the hallway, and there's also another one in the next room. And at this time, I'm going to ask you guys if you guys could please silence your cell phones and all computers and pagers. Yeah. Okay, and so is everything okay then, like temperature-wise and room-wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So just to start off, I am going to talk to you guys about what mediation is. So mediation is a process where we have two or more parties and you guys discuss your sides and what you guys feel that is the issue here, and what you guys feel that you guys need to talk about. I at no times am a decider. It's between you guys to just come up with the final option. If you at any time feel that I am biased, please let me know. We could stop this mediation or we could fix this. And also, mediation is a form where you guys would end up agreeing on something, but if you guys at any time feel that you guys cannot agree to this, then just let us know. And we could either stop it for the day or we could stop the mediation at all for, yeah. I will be giving you guys this form of confidentiality where you guys will have to sign. This just states that mediation is a process in which it is confidential. Whatever is in this room does not leave this room. If you guys just could please sign it for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and so pretty much what this is this is an agreement, a confidentiality agreement, and so whatever we discuss here cannot be disclosed to anyone else outside of this room. I will be taking notes today, but whatever notes I take today will be shredded up at the end of the day, and you guys are free to take notes as well, but they will not be able to leave this room. And as I said before, mediation is not for me to decide, it is for you guys to decide, so whatever you guys come up with today will be because of you guys, and I will have no part in deciding this. And if you guys at any time feel like you guys don't want to be here anymore, just let us know. We could stop the mediation. Do you guys wish to continue?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And so just to let you guys know, this will be a joint session, so you guys will be working together in this. So if you guys, you guys will be talking together in front of each other, just to, so you guys are able to hear both sides. And just so you guys know, I will be doing caucuses later on, so that will be a situation where I would pull one of you guys aside and then vice versa to talk to you guys about the session. And if at all possible, if we need any other additional sessions, then we can do that. We could schedule a date that works for both of you guys. And at the end of the mediation, if you guys decide to agree on something, we can write up a contract and we can sign it as long as you guys are both aware of what's on the contract and you guys agree with it. And also, if at any time you guys feel like you guys need to come back after the contract, if there is one, then we can do that as well. And I just want to thank everyone for investing their time and for being patient and listening. Are there any questions?
No.
No? Okay. And now I'm going to ask the parties for their opening statements. I'm going to start with my right side.
Okay, so I am Daniel. I've been working at Shoes for Less for a while now, and I feel as though I'm being taken advantage of because I'm in charge of the departments as a whole, and I'm getting paid the exact same amount as like every other individual that works for their certain department. And I just feel like they have never treated me fair enough as like an actual like the position I have and stuff. And I'm just really tight on the cash, and it would just help me out a lot if I was actually paid what I'm requesting.
Okay. And if you would please state your opening statement.
I feel as if Daniel is exploiting the situation in order to get more money. We are willing to work with him, but we will refuse to remove him from the position because we need that worker. It's an important part of the store. We as a company feel the importance of equality and fair treatment, and we want to work with the issue with Daniel so we can put it behind us.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here is that Daniel is essentially feeling that he's being taken advantage of, and he demands that he gets more pay because of the position that he's in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And on behalf of Shoes for Less, the company feels that Daniel is exploiting the situation, and that they don't want to lose Daniel as a worker, but they are willing to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is essentially we're going to open up the table for discussion. So I'm going to start with the company Shoes for Less, if you guys want to start discussing.
Yeah. Why do you feel like you deserve to be paid more than the other workers?
Well, I'm getting paid the exact same amount as every other worker, although I'm the one that oversees all the departments in general, and they're just in charge of one separate department. And that's just more like workload on me, and I believe that I should have more pay for the amount of work that I'm putting towards compared to the rest.
Okay. I understand that you're not getting paid as much as the others, but you still have to think of it in this way. You're still an important part to the company, and we really value you as a person, but right now we can't offer anymore. It doesn't go with our budget, and we don't want to lose you as a worker.
Well, I feel like I've been working harder than anyone else at the store, and the cash would really just help out, like with like house expenses and just expensive in general that I have back at home.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know your point, but as I've said before, there's a strict cause of like the exceeding amount in the company, and we can work with you in order to get you like a more fair treatment, but as of right now, we cannot move you.
Well, I have student loans, it's rent, medical bills, and car bills all on top of each other. So that's just like, it's just everything seems like it's piling up on top of each other, and I just really like working for the company. It's my dream job, and I've made it there, but I just feel like it hasn't given me like the full potential that I'm looking for.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here is that you guys seem to want to work together on this situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So to ask Shoes for Less, you mentioned before that there is a problem with the budget.
Yes.
Could you explain that more, please?
We cannot exceed $50,000 in our costs, since we're remodeling and we have limited of the company's liquid assets.
And Daniel, you said that you have some student loans and medical bills to pay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about more of the discussion here. So it seems to me that you guys do want to work this out. Is there at all any way that you guys could try to work together on the situation? Maybe talk about alternative solutions to this, or how you guys feel about it further?
Well, we can offer him a little bit of payment, but we can't remove him from that position. We don't have anyone else that can take that place, and we're really short on workers. And well, we need the workers there.
Well, I was offered $500 to be exact for just staying with the company and just like the little bonus that I was asking for. But doing like the math and like everything else, it just comes up to being like a $20 or 20-cent raise for like the whole annual year of pay. And it just wouldn't be helping me out. $500 is just a little short for my student loans and just all my other medical bills piling up and stuff. So it would just really help out just having a little more help.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here is you guys are currently debating on the monetary value of things. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I was hoping we could further talk about that, just so that we could hopefully try to get on a similar page here.
Yeah.
Okay. If I could please start with Daniel.
Yeah. So I mean, my credit is on the line. It includes like my house, my all the other stuff that I have as well, and like I just feel 500 is a bit short, because that's probably like 2 months worth of just the student loans by itself. So maybe instead of 20 cents per hour raise, maybe like $1 or $2 or maybe even $3, if it's not asking for too much of a raise, would actually probably help out a bit more.
And going off to shoes for less, how would you feel about that position that he just suggested?
Well, as I've said before about the budget that we have to make calculations and we have to see which one would be the best way. We can't give you as much since we are tight on a budget, but we really need a worker there and we can't afford to lose you right now.
So what I'm hearing is you do want Daniel to stay.
Yes.
You're persistent on it, but you also aren't able to offer as much
Yes.
right now. Okay. Have you considered any possible other alternatives?
Well, we've been thinking about it, and well, it depends on like how it's going to be in the next couple of months. If our store goes well, we'll be able to maybe like move him around if we can. But as of right now, he has to stay in that department. Everyone else is in their own department and are doing their own job.
Okay. And Daniel, do you have anything to say about that?
Well, I just believe that I'm just working pretty hard. I feel like we could come to a deal maybe, but it just, like you said, you guys are you guys are on a budget, but I just need more help, and you guys don't want to lose me. I'm working at the dream job, but I just really need the hope.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here is that you both obviously value each other as a company and as a worker. You guys do want to continue working together, but there has to be a change in like money. So is there anything that you guys could do to work together on this? Maybe something aside from money or any other possible solution?
We can get another person to go have like between his department and also help Daniel out to limit the amount of work he has to do, so that can be beneficial to him as well.
And Daniel, how would you feel about that?
I feel like the help would actually come in good, since I feel like I work a bit harder than the rest, so just like extra hand would just alleviate like all the weight I have on my shoulders from working mainly every single day. So that would be good.
And Daniel, I just, if it's alright with you, I just want to ask about some of the like positions that you do. Like, what do you do when you work at the job? What is your role there?
So I just oversee everyone else's department, and every once in a while I just get assigned to a specific one. But I'm just in charge of like the people that are like doing heels or like tennis shoes, sandals and stuff, which I feel is like more of a rush at work because I'm just constantly back and forth between departments, just making sure that everyone is like staying on task and like doing what they're supposed to do for the day, so the company strives for what they need.
Okay, and just to reinstate, so it seems that you pretty much do look over what everyone does throughout the day. You constantly switch throughout departments, and you essentially just overlook everything.
Yes.
Okay. And if I could ask, Shoes for Less, was this a position that you had in mind when creating the positions?
Actually we did. We feel like the person who oversees all the departments is a very responsible and trustworthy person, and we felt that they would be able to do the job without any problem.
And so right now what we are going to do is we are going to have a caucus, which is essentially a meeting in which I would pull one of you aside and we would talk about things, and the other person would have to leave the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start off by talking to Shoes for Less. So Daniel, if you please wouldn't mind stepping into the next room.
Yes.
And I'll call you when you're ready.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, hi. So I want to talk to you more about the situation.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing here is that you want to keep Daniel, but you don't really know, or I'm sorry, you don't really have any other, you don't have a monetary value to offer him.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any possible alternatives here that you could do?
Well, we can get like another person that will be helping him out with some of the workload. We can also try to like cut the amount of workload that he has to do by having other departments be more efficient and not having to give him like a lot to do.
Okay, and is there no way that you could do like any pay increase or?
Well, we can offer him like a little raise, but it can't be as much as he wants. We feel like that is like exploiting the situation.
Okay.
We feel like he might be taking a little bit of advantage of the situation.
Okay, and how much would you be willing to offer as a raise?
We can offer him like a bonus $1 or so.
Okay, and so you're willing to offer an extra $1 for the
Yes.
position? Okay, and just to let you know, I am not allowed to discuss what we discuss
Yes.
here in this meeting, so I will not be able to tell Daniel
Okay.
that information.
Yeah.
But if you could tell him,
Yeah.
please. And also, I wanted to talk to you about the situation itself.
Yeah.
Because it seems that you guys really do care about each other as an
Yeah.
employee and employer. Are there any underlying issues that you feel need to be addressed in the situation?
Well, we really just don't want him to take this to the media, which he has been saying that he might. We want to keep this strictly in mediation, and we want to resolve the problem as much as we can, because if we don't, we will have to shut down multiple stores and will cause 100 layoffs and closing 20 stores if the lawsuit follows.
Okay. So you don't want the lawsuit? And,
No.
Okay, no back press. There was also another question that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to check in with you to see how the company's going.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that the company's going under Daniel's management?
I feel like the company is going pretty good. I feel like it's been running efficiently, and so far we haven't had as many problems. He has a lot of high authority, which helps out a lot, and it's giving a good name to our brand.
Okay. And also, is there any other issues you would like to address while we're in the caucus?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. So now I'm going to ask if you could please step out so I
Yeah.
can call Daniel in.
Yeah, no
All right,
problem.
thank you.
Thanks.
Daniel, if you could please step in. Thank you. Okay. So I just spoke with Shoes for Less, and while I am not able to disclose what they shared, I'm here to talk to you about the situation and see how you feel about it. Is there anything offhand that you would like to start off by addressing?
Just summing up what I've said so far up to this point, I just feel like I've just been being maybe taken a little bit of advantage of. I don't really want to take it past me exposing the company for not doing the fair pay that I believe they should be doing and such, because it's just something that I believe we can settle between each other.
Okay. And so you mentioned before in the joint mediation that there are some tasks that you think are overwhelming. Would you mind listing those for me, please?
So each individual person just takes care of their department, but I, on the other hand, I oversee them, and then I oversee as well what they're doing. So it's either stocking shoes, making sure they're on task with everything, everyone's going on break, making sure that the customers are satisfied in each department of shoes and such, and that the overall experience is okay. But I'm doing that 5 times as more as like each individual is, so it's just overwhelming in general.
Okay. And so it seems to me that you guys are willing to work together on this. So it's you said in the joint mediation that you did want a paid increase. Around how much were you looking for? Because I know you said like $1 to $3.
So I said $1 to $3. I just feel like the math just adds up a little bit more than like the original 500 we had discussed before. But yeah, those like if those $3 were to go through, I just feel like it would just really help out with. Fine, sister. Wait, so what are we doing right now? In the part like me like
Can you
my
edit that?
separate thing.
Can you like
I'll edit
cut that off?
Yeah, I'll edit.
Okay.
We're doing a caucus. Okay, and so Daniel, I just also wanted to talk to you about how you're feeling about this. Is there anything else you want to add to this situation or anything?
Just restating what I had just said earlier when we were discussing. I just feel like I'm just being taken like a little bit of advantage of. Cause like I'm just doing like 5 times the work as like these other people are, and I just feel like it doesn't add up to what I'm expecting and stuff, and I don't want to expose the company. I feel like this is just something we can do in between each other, because I don't feel like it should be blown out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay, and so you said you feel like you are being taken advantage of. Is there anything the company could do to help with that besides a raise or like they offered before to hire other people?
So restating the raise, of course, the $3 I had offered originally, but the extra hand they had offered, I feel like that would actually be like beneficial as well, because it's just of course any helping hand just makes any job easier in general. Maybe if I could get like extra hours as well, maybe that could help out too. Just putting in more work for them and just getting a little bit more pay each week would be pretty good too.
Okay. Alright, and also I wanted to talk to you just overall about the situation. So we have Shoes for Less that is willing to work with you on this situation, and you have to understand that they are having problems with budgeting just because they're opening stores. But you said you wanted pay, which they might be able to do. You'd have to talk to them about it just to see where you guys can meet in the middle on it. And you also just, maybe want extra shifts. And so that's going to be something that we're going to have to talk about with the company together. And I'm not allowed to disclose any of the information you said right now. So whatever we say right now is confidential. But if you want to bring up these issues, you can, as long as the other company is present, but I'm not allowed to.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to call back the Shoes for Less representative. So if you could, Shoes for Less representative, please come back into the room. Sorry. Okay. So welcome back. So after the caucus, which you guys both had, we have discussed things that both parties feel need to be represented. So I kind of wanted to bring this now to have you guys discuss what you guys discussed in the caucuses, if you guys want to share that, just to address any further issues, and so that we can hopefully try to resolve something soon. If you guys, if the Shoes for Less representative wants to start.
Yeah, so I have thought about it, and we are willing to offer you $1 raise as a benefit for you, and we're also able to have our departments work more efficiently in order for you to not have as much work as you already do, and as well as have like some people come by and help you.
So just a quick question on what you had just said on just making each department working more effectively. How exactly would you enforce that? As like that's something I enforce myself as like looking over everyone else, but I just want to see how you guys would enforce it, just so I wouldn't have to do that.
Well, we feel like we can tell the departments about like what like the amount of work that you have to do, and tell them to like not slack off if they are, and to take the time that they're working more productively in order for you to not have to go each time to go look and like observe them as much.
Okay. So what I'm hearing here is that the Shoes for Less company is willing to reinstate that efficiency with the employees. So you want to discuss with them and just overall maybe reassign some positions? Yeah. Okay. And Daniel, how do you think that would work with you, or is there anything you'd like to suggest?
So I feel like them, maybe since they have more power, I guess, in the company, since they're like upper there, they would actually maybe even listen to them, because it would just be more stricter rules. So I like how she stated that. I feel like the helping hand they had stated earlier would come in handy as well. And the $1 was okay. It's not the $3, but we can discuss maybe a little bit more about it. So.
Okay, and this is an open table now. Would you guys? Is there anything else you guys want to discuss that you guys feel needs to be discussed?
We feel that you're an important part of our team. You have made the brand name very well known, respectful by the way that you've been able to direct and like take part of the situations with like the whole overseeing. And we do not want to lose you as an employee.
And Daniel, are you willing to stay with the company, or is there any action you would like to take with what they said?
I mean, being probably like one of my favorite companies to work for, and not just work for, but actually shop there and return my money to them for product. I mean, I would love to stay with you guys for as long as I'm able to and such. Yeah.
Okay. And so, Now is the part where we are going to start talking about, hopefully, a final resolution. So I just wanted to start off by overall summarizing what we've gone through so far. So with Daniel, Daniel is concerned with money because he feels that he deserves more pay, and he's hoping for like a $1 to $3 increase because he feels that the company is taking advantage of him, and overall is willing to work with the company. Is that correct, Daniel?
Yes.
Okay. And for Shoes for Less, the company feels that they want to work with Daniel, and they are willing to meet him in the middle and work out some form of a raise, and also disperse how they work with the other employees and how the other employees work with Daniel. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So now moving forward, I was hoping we could talk about possible solutions, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to start with the Shoes for Less representative.
As I've stated before, we will give you $1 raise, so that will help you out with having pay off your student loans and like your hospital bills. We can also give you a few more shifts to help you out and like boost up the amount of payment that you receive. And we can also, as I stated before, have other people work more efficiently and help you out as well.
Okay. And Daniel, how do you? I'm sorry. For the Shoes for Less, so what it seems that you're offering here is a $1 raise plus extra shifts.
Yeah.
And you are also willing to have more workers work more efficiently.
Yeah.
That you guys have already have hired.
Yes.
Okay. And so in regards to shifts, you guys would work together on that. Is there
Yes.
any way that you could possibly describe to us how you would implement that?
Yeah. We can work out the amount of hours he wants to work a week. And we can also try to meet him halfway in like the times where he can work.
Okay. So essentially you're offering a flexible schedule?
Yes.
Okay. And Daniel, hearing these positions that the company has offered, what do you have to say, or how do you feel about the overall statement?
So the addition of like the flexibility that they had just stated, that would come in very handy for in case I have like emergencies or just problems that I need to take care of. I feel like I might be iffy on like the extra helping hand because say I'm just scheduled more hours like I had stated, but say they don't do their part on like making everyone else work efficiently, and I'm getting a helping hand, that this is gonna, I believe and feel like this is gonna be looping back to the problem that we're having right now, where I'm doing a lot of the work and not getting fair pay for what I'm doing. So if they don't believe in what they're saying right now, then I feel like this is gonna be a problem again later on. But I like everything else that was offered.
Okay. And so it seems overall you are okay with what's offered, but you are worried that you're gonna have to be going through this process again of solving the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So hearing that, how would you feel about the overall position of how you would reinstate the efficiency of the helping hand?
Well, we know that Daniel's position is very important, and we know that the positions of the other people in the departments are also important. The way that we would like make it work out is he's good at what he does, and we don't want the important parts that he has to do. We want those to stay with him because we know that he can do those like perfectly. But like the little things that need to be done, we can have the departments be able to work on it, and we don't want him to be monitoring as much because we want our workers to be able to be trustworthy on it. So we will be providing training on it to make them more efficiently, and we will also like throw in like a few like random like checks then in there. Corporate and I would go in and make sure that everything's running smoothly, and also take feedback as well.
Okay. So you stated that you do value Daniel, and you want him to keep like the important stuff, maybe
Yes.
like overall scene of the company.
Mm-hmm.
You also are willing to train people
Yes.
and have employees that see specific departments to possibly do the more minimal things.
Yes.
And you also added that you want to include corporate visits
Yes.
to visit the company.
Mhm.
Okay. And Daniel, hearing that, how do you feel about that?
So them stating that they would train certain employees to work on like the little tedious tasks would actually come in handy, as those are usually like the hard ones, because it's just taking time out of like the other things that are more important, that I believe should have more time dedicated to themselves. They're losing time on those compared to like the little tedious tasks I have to like go and do because a certain worker isn't doing it correctly. So I believe that's a good statement by them, and it should help out a lot.
So it seems to me that you guys are, in a way, starting to resolve and come together on the situation. Do you guys feel comfortable with it?
Yes.
Okay. So just to talk to you guys a bit more about this, I'm going to state for you guys so that you guys are all able to see what we've come to terms so far, just so that you guys are able to look at it, and if there's anything else that needs to be discussed, we can do that.
Mhm.
Okay. So we have talked about a $1 raise. We have also talked about extra shifts. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. With flexible hours. And we've also talked about moving minimal tasks to departments that are overseeing only one specific section.
Yes.
Okay. And we also have discussed that there also will be training provided and for the positions of moving for the minimal tasks.
Yeah.
Okay, and also you guys have stated that there might be visits from corporate to just check on. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to put these in the middle just for you guys to see, just to see if you guys agree on them.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes? Okay. So moving forward, do you guys feel like there is anything else to be discussed, or would you guys be ready to do an agreement? It's totally up to you guys.
I'm totally fine.
I'm fine as well.
Okay, so now moving forward, we will be doing an agreement.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you guys? Okay, so in this agreement, we are doing a contract in which you guys will sign. This contract will be confidential. It will not be of public record, so you guys will not be able to use this in court if you guys decide to move this into a court processing. We will be signing this at the end and dating it, but you guys will also get copies of this. But it will not be public record, so no one will be able to access it besides you guys.
Okay.
So starting with the overall title, I'm just going to title this the Daniel versus Shoes for Less contract. Is that okay with you guys?
Yes.
Okay, and then so essentially what I'm going to be writing is it's going to be stating that it'll be stating all the agreements that we've come to so far, and it will also state any possible penalties if you guys wish to reinforce them. If not, we can just leave it at a simple contract and no repercussions will be amended. Okay. So here we're going to state, it says I, Daniel, and Shoes for Less are willing to meet on the following terms. And just to clarify, one last time before I submit this in writing, you guys agreed on a $1 raise, extra shifts, moving position, minimal tasks to other positions, and visits from corporate?
Yes.
Okay. And alright, and now that the terms have been stated, I was wondering if you guys wanted to add any possible repercussions if anything was not met in the contract, or do you guys wish to just leave it as a simple contract?
Would we maybe on you and us maybe like revisiting like the raise maybe? So say everything goes well with the company and sales are going great. Would we be able maybe like a couple months just revisit like the raise and maybe see if I can get maybe like another $51 or 50-cent $1 raise if so, if
Yeah.
sales are going great? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything else that you guys want to add to this?
Well, if there's any problems with it, I will be very happy for anyone to like call us and tell us what's going on in order for us to take action and resolve the solution.
And does that sound fair to both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And are there any final thoughts on this, or do you guys wish to end the clauses?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm good too.
Okay. Just to reinstate the contract, just before you guys sign it. So it is titled the Daniel versus Shoe for Less conflict, and it states that Daniel and Shoes for Less are willing to meet on the following terms. There is going to be a $1 raise. There will be the minimal tasks will be moving to other positions, and there will be visits from corporate to check on. Okay, and the clauses here, in case if something isn't being reinstated, it could be, or that something is going well, it could be that raises could be possible in the future if sales are doing well, and there also can be contact if needed between both parties.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. So now what I'm going to be asking you guys if you guys could please sign and include the date. So I'm going to be starting with the Shoes for Less. So if you could please sign. Thank you. Okay. And now, Daniel, if you could please sign as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Okay, and so this written agreement will, like I said before, will only be seen by the three of us. It is completely confidential and will not be for the public use, meaning it cannot be used in court. And I just want to say thank you guys for working on this session, and I really appreciate that you guys were able to work out your differences and come together on an agreement. Also, if there's at all any other concerns or anything, you guys are free to contact me, and you guys could also come back for mediation if needed. Is there anything else you guys would like to say?
No.
I'm good.
Okay, alright, well thank you, and it was nice working with you guys.
You as well.
Thanks to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I bet. Pause the video.
That's it.
Or-
Yeah.
And cut.